Anti-Afro Svengalis. Listen, everyone, do not forget to check the community page. I have a big announcement coming up. Now, of course, I might be posting some things before the announcement, but you'll know when it's the big announcement. And as you see, I'm doing a video here on Let Me See Your Handcuffs. I will explain all of what you're seeing in a second, but I wanted to quickly address you, Remix. I'm not going to go through all the things that you claimed or you stated and defend myself. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do one thing. Remind you that every time you go and do a live stream or when you're going elsewhere and you're having a discussion, you are very strong. You are very direct about making sure you get to say what you want to say. You get to talk about what you want to talk about, and you don't let people control what you do on your channel. More specifically, if people say something about you, you are going to respond, like most of the time. Looking at the number of things that people say versus the number of times I respond, it's relatively few. So it's no different for me in terms of what I'm going to do on this channel. Now, if it involves your content and you don't like that, you have absolutely every right to send a strike in. Every right. Everybody's using everybody's stuff. So if it's outside of the bounds of YouTube, by all means, feel free to send in a complaint. And I'm not going to care. I don't have any strikes on this channel. But let's say tomorrow I have 3 strikes and the channel comes down. I'm not going to care about that. That's not going to bother me. I'll just put up another channel. I still have people who support me here and off YouTube. It's not going to matter whether or not somebody wants to come for the channel. I'm not attached like that. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now I'm going to move on to Let Me See Your Handcuffs. Now let me explain something here. Let Me See Your Handcuffs continues to cry and whine because she thought that I was on her timeline when she was doing all of these videos. And you look at what she's doing right here. She said in her last video that she didn't steal money. Look at this here. Let me see your handcuffs. New AFW president. You didn't think we had these screenshots. You were making money using this screenshot. You were collecting money, although AFW is an LLC. You do not have a right to do what you did. That is stealing. You're not AFW president. We don't have a title called president. Yes, this is stealing. So there is your proof right there. And we have other screenshots and other audio of you saying you're AFW president. Send me a cash app. That's stealing. Why aren't you using KKC's moniker? Why aren't you saying you're the new pull-up team? Why aren't you doing this to Lynn and Honor? I'm the new Cookie Crush chat leader. Why aren't you doing that? I see here. So we've got that taken care of. You stole money from AFW. So let's go to the next screenshot here. When you were making all of these offensive videos in the summer, and we would always meet and talk about you and say, this is what she's doing. How do we handle this? We decided to let you continue to go. While you were saying you were an AFW and you're putting up these offensive videos about board meetings complaining about us, using Lennon's face, and here you got 1,000 views. You had to use Lennon's face. Okay, you're putting up these videos. This is a form of bullying. You're supposed to be supposedly an AFW. We know you never were an AFW. You perped into the organization saying you were an AFW. You never were, but here you are professing to be, and you're running these ridiculous board meetings. And I'll be very honest with you, the person who was the most pissed off about that was Gerald and someone else. I don't know who was more pissed off. Gerald or another person about the shit you were pulling with these board meetings. And I see here that you put a monkey, like a monkey face. Why isn't that you didn't use King Kong Crazy's avatar? Why is it? Why did you not use the avatar? Here's a situation. You really have a miscalculation chip going on in your system where you think you are safe if you mess with certain people and not others. You know what he would do if you put that up there? He would strike your channel. You know that, but you think you can put stuff about me up on your channel and you think that you were safe. You were never safe. You absolutely were never safe. We were letting you do this to see how far you would go. We didn't tell you to do it. You were taking it upon yourself to make all of these mock board meetings talking shit about us. We saw exactly what you were doing. Other people saw what you were doing. People were outraged. And we have your emails that you sent behind our back. We know what you were doing the whole time. We wanted to see how it would play out. Now, let's go to the next screenshot. Here's your intimidation attempt to get at me with KKC. Members only live, and I remembered an email I received. Check it out in members only and or buy me a coffee. Now, you had another one that says, I have to go find that one. I have it somewhere, but this one came up first. If you want to know how AAS feels about KKC, come over to this paid whatever live stream. Okay, so let's talk about what happened with this. You put up an email on your channel. You thought you were cute, and you showed my email address. That's violating YouTube regulations. Now, what you initially stated was, I put it up before. I don't care what you put up before. You no longer have any privileges to use any content with my personal information on it. I am going to send YouTube a complaint. You don't have permanent privileges after you've shown yourself to be treacherous and conniving and the queen of the demon-infused live stream. So here you put this up and you charge, let's make sure we get this straight. First, she put it up on YouTube, showed my email address when she was running that series, so-called series, Surviving AAS, which you have not done and you will not. Showed my email address in there also. So YouTube took down the video. Obviously, I'm going to file a complaint on that. And rightfully so, YouTube took the video down. What does she do? Because she already got money there. I don't know if YouTube snatches the money if they take the video down, but I'm sure she got cash apps. And we're going to find out just how much money you made off of AFW. Don't you worry about that. That's coming down the pike. So she got dinged by YouTube, and then she goes to buy me a coffee and does the same shit and announces it on Buy Me a Coffee. So I filed a complaint with them. And what did they do? They took the video down and they dinged her again. I haven't had a single sanction by YouTube for the content I've done on Let Me See Your Handcuffs. Nothing's illegal. Nothing's unethical. I have responded to the things that she has said about me. And I never really talked about, I kind of glanced over this, but I'm explaining to you the timeline. And she was all summer doing this, going around telling people she was AFW president. Conscious Energy kicked her in her ass and told her, no, you're not the president of AFW. We decided, no, don't go over there and challenge her on anything. Let her keep doing what she's doing so we can gather the evidence. And we have the evidence. You're vile and you're vicious and you're disgusting. I'm telling you straight up. And I can tell you that because I am the person on the receiving end of your shit. You have no right to call yourself AFW president. I want you to call yourself the leader of the Cookie Crush chat and the pull-up team. I dare you. Start posting everybody else's copyrighted shit. You think that you can mess with me and I'm not going to do anything. I don't have any, determination. You are wrong. I am extremely determined to make sure you are held accountable for what you did. You really thought you would be able to do this to me and I would just sit here and say, oh, this is YouTube. No. And you were laughing the whole time. But now that you see I'm here defending myself, it's not so funny, is it? I have every right to defend myself and I'm going to do that. Over and over again, I have stated, people can say whatever the hell they want about me except violate my rights and threaten me. What is so hard about that? Are you trying to tell me you haven't lived a life other than violating people's rights, that it's so hard for you to go about your YouTube, whatever you're doing, and not offend people and not violate people's rights and lie on people? So it's okay for you to run a live stream and make it funny that someone had a miscarriage? That's funny. It's okay for you to run a live stream and allow Carrie Ann to call Rev G a child molester? That's okay. That's what a teacher does. That's what a public servant does. You keep complaining about me, but you don't have any comparable behavior that you can get me sanctioned on. This is the situation here that Remix was getting upset about. I'm not even concerned about that. Because here's the proof. Who is going to other people and demanding they do things to people? Who is going onto other people's channels and saying, do something to me, AAS? Who's doing that? Let me see your handcuffs is doing that. Nikki is doing that. Carrie Ann was doing that. And now the tables have turned on these individuals. They're up in arms. They're crying and screaming about they're being attacked and they're being this and that. That is not my issue. These people, again, had a mighty fine time laughing and cackling and running to all these panels constantly bringing up my name, lying through their teeth. Yes, sexual harassment. It is sexual harassment when you continue to bring up people in a sexual context without their permission. I don't give you permission to talk about me in a sexual manner. That is sexual harassment, especially if you are a public servant. So I'm going to pull out every single law I can find to address these issues. You don't have any comparable behavior or any standard that you can lay on me that I've done to you. You just don't have it. Or not even just to me, in general. Am I going around calling people retarded, one-eyed MFers? Let me see your handcuffs. That's what you're doing. So I suppose you're going to say it's my fault you're doing that. You try to drag other people into a situation, in essence, try to get people to beat me up, specifically men to beat me up, because you cannot handle the heat, the 4% heat. This is stuff that you've been doing. You were doing it and you expect me to not say anything about it. I am not going to be quiet about all of the crap that you did. And I'm giving small examples of what you did. There is tons more. You scrubbed videos, but not before I was able to capture them. Yes, you scrubbed videos, but not before we were able to capture the videos. So you cannot tell anybody that you are free and innocent. Every single video that I have posted about you has been in response. There is no limit to the number of videos that I can post. If you run a 2-hour and 30-minute live stream constantly talking about me, who says that I only have to post one video about that? I can post as many videos as I want. I have a right to come on here and debunk every single lie you told about me. So you trying to claim that you didn't steal money from us, you are a liar. I'm proving it right here. You were using this avatar and you were getting money for it. So I want to make sure everybody is reminded of all the tactics that Let Me See Your Handcuffs try to use to intimidate me. It was never going to work because you don't know what you can do to get to me. You can't do anything. There's nothing I've done to you other than respond to the videos and the lies that you've told about me. And guess what? You're complaining about people from another sector. You were doing the same thing to break in the culture of silence. The crap that you were doing to her. We have the video where you were sitting here instructing people on how to call CPS on her. Now listen, there is no issue if you call CPS in good faith. You have a good faith reason to contact any authority. Who was going to say anything? What you did was malicious. You know you had no reason to do that. But listen, that's going to be dealt with in another venue. But you act like you don't do anything. And all the things that you've done have been captured. I'm still waiting for you to come up with proof that I've done anything to you other than to respond to your bullshit lies. You cannot tell me I am barred from doing that. There is nothing you can say to, you said your job? Who cares what you tell your job? You're trying to manipulate and orchestrate a scenario that simply, it's not going to come out the way that you're trying to force it to come out. I will be heard in the proper form. I will have these issues addressed. This is proof that you're lying. Yes, you have scrubbed videos. That doesn't make any difference. You still have to answer for what you did. And you up here telling all these lies on me is not working because I have the evidence of what I am asserting. I'm not going to assert something I don't have the evidence for. You have yet to bring forth any evidence that you're cyberbullied. Responding to your videos is not cyberbullying. It's called I can respond to a video. That's what it's called. And I am still waiting to hear when you're going to start filing your complaints against Lennon and KKC for their Umar Johnson videos, because they've made tons of Umar Johnson videos. You are the biggest hypocrite known in these YouTube streets. You have talked about so many people. You insist that I be sanctioned for doing something that you're doing. You posted all these videos on all these people, all these videos on young Pharaoh, all these videos on Polite, and you want me singled out for sanctioning? I am not going to be singled out for any sanction. That you can be guaranteed of. You are going to come along with me. Just like you reported me to YouTube, I reported you to YouTube. These screenshots show you what I'm stating is true. She has yet to bring forth any screenshots showing that she's being bullied. Gang stalking? Gang stalking is what she's doing here, putting all this information out, trying to antagonize, trying to intimidate me, trying to scare me into silence. Haven't you seen that it's not going to work? It was never going to work. People, stay tuned for the announcement. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.